Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Saturday morning practice. We're going to be spending the next hour and a half together. And today's word is breathing. We're going to learn how to breathe mindfully. So, how many breaths you think you take in a minute? Probably 20, 30. When I sit down quietly, slow down my metabolism, I can do about 8 a minute. I'm shooting for 4. And there are yogis, when they're in samadhi, maybe 1 a minute, maybe less than that. But let's say you even take 10 a minute, that's 15,000 breaths a day. How many of those breaths are you actually aware of? So there's an increasing body of scientific work that shows the correlation, the causality between deep breathing and the health of the brain. Now, the health of the brain is obviously very important, right? The brain is responsible for your cognition, your memory, and your motor function. And so when we talk about super aging or preventing us from aging prematurely, it all starts with the brain. So basically, it all starts with the breath. So we're going to learn how to breathe properly using the diaphragm, using more of the lung. Okay. Now we're going to start by taking 3 deep breaths. So the first part is all about preparing the body for about 7 minutes of sitting meditation. Now, even the preparation itself is a meditation. Meditation doesn't mean sitting down. Meditation can be standing up, lying down, sitting, walking, and exercise. Okay, and it just means that you need to know where your mind is. So we're gonna remind ourselves that when we're in motion, we anchor a mind onto a body, and when we're stationary, we anchor a mind on the breath. All right. Okay, so now let's come back to the body, mind, body together, focusing on the body, focusing on the spine. Stretch that spine by pushing the top of the head towards the ceiling. Push it as hard as you can. And then lean back just before you think you're going to fall over, then relax. Now focus on the front of the shoulder, open the shoulder, focus on the top of the shoulder, drop the shoulder, relax it somewhat. We're going to take 3 deep breaths. So first we're going to focus on the center of a palm. Bring the hands up, lock the 10 fingers together, put that right below the belly button. There's an energy point here called the Sea of Qi. And now Qi, by the way, is often it translates as the life energy, but it actually just means air. That's all it means. It means air. So Qi actually start with breathing. Okay. All right. So we put it here. This is the Sea of Qi. It's right below the belly button. We believe that this is the energy point that we start receiving energy from mother inside the womb. Now we're going to breathe. As we breathe, we raise the hand all the way up to here. Now this is where the tip of the tongue touches the roof of the mouth, is where the yang energy meets the yin energy. All right. So now as you breathe in, I want you to start by being very, very relaxed. And as you breathe in, I want you to raise your body, following your hand. Get it ready? Breathe in. Breathe out. Stretch your elbow, lock your fingers, looking straight ahead. Unlock the fingers. Imagine you have 2 big rock mountain on the side, and you're going to stretch the upper arm and climbing the mountain. This is a very important part of the exercise. Okay, stretching the upper arm. Now back to the starting position again. Second breath. Relax. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lock your elbow. Unlock your fingers. Looking straight ahead. Climb the mountain. Open the shoulder. Stretch the upper part of your arm. Finally, last breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Climb the mountain and relax. Now we're back to the stationary form, which means that we anchor a breath, a mind onto our breathing. I know I'm breathing in. I can feel my in breath. I know I'm breathing out. All right, continue. Now, again, locking the fingers, putting it right below the belly button, the palm of the hand facing the sky, palm of the hand facing the earth. Stretch until you lock your elbow, eyes forward. Bring up your hand, feel the stress that you're putting on your finger and your wrist. Keep bringing it up, bring it up, bring it on top of the head. Now open the shoulder a little bit, bring it back a little bit. Now focus on the top of the head. Focus now on the lower part of your spine. Starting at the lower part of the spine, go up to the top of the head and then go to the center of the palm. Push up, hold it, lean back, come back in the middle, stretch, and then lean to the left, come back to the middle, stretch, lean to the right, come back in the middle, stretch, lean to the left, come back in the middle, stretch, lean to the right, come back to the middle. Focus on the center of the palm, bring the hands down, unlock your fingers, relax, back to the breathing again. I know I'm breathing in. I can feel my in-breath. I know I'm breathing out. I can feel my out-breath. Okay, now continue. Open the shoulder, relax that shoulder. Right hand touching the left shoulder. Lean back so the top of the head is facing the sky. You're looking straight ahead. Taking the left hand, grab the right shoulders. Okay, now stretch to the left. Hold it and then come back. Changing hands. Grab the left shoulders. Okay, now stretch the right and then come back. Focusing on the breathing again. You got to go from the yang back to the yin. Okay, the energetic always follow with the restorative. As soon as you energize your fight or flight, your body knows that you're in danger, being chased by a lion or whatever. It puts out stress hormone. And as soon as you've done that, you got to retrain your body to come back to the rest and digest. Focus on the breathing, one breath at a time. Okay? All right, eco time, right? Eco time between the sympathetic and the parasympathetic. And that's one of the main things that we do here is to learn how to manage cortisol, okay? The natural steroid that your body releases to prevent yourself from having chronic inflammation, all right? Open the shoulder, relax the shoulder. Left hand, the palm facing the sky. Right hand, put that between your fingers and your palm. Sit up straight so you're pushing your hip forward. Lean back the upper torso. Now, very gently bring down the left hand. Focus on the left shoulder, left elbow. Push out the elbow. Lock the elbow. Eyes forward. Use your elbow to push your hand up. Feel the stress on your finger and your wrist. Bring it all the way to eyebrow. Without turning the body, looking straight ahead, taking the left arm to the right, all the way, and then come back, and then relax. Now to the right, sit up straight, push the hip forward, lean back upper torso, bring down the hand, focus on the right elbow, push out the elbow, eyes forward, using the elbow to push up your hand, feel the stress on your wrist and your finger, all the way up to eyebrow, lock your elbow now, okay? Looking straight ahead, taking the right hand all the way to the left, and then bring it back. Very quickly, come back to the restorative, focusing on the breathing. I know I'm breathing in. I know I'm breathing out. Okay, now open the shoulder again. Relax that shoulder. Right hand, the palm facing the sky. Left hand, the palm facing the earth. Open that shoulder. Now imagine that the sky has fallen onto your right palm. I want to push the sky up very gently, but very firmly, all the way up until I lock my elbow. Now I want to imagine that the earth is actually at the center of my left palm. So I want to push the earth down, all the way down, lock the elbow. Now I want to take my right arm, lean back the right arm. Then I want to turn my head to the left, all the way to the shoulder. But I want to keep turning my eye, so I'm looking at the back. Now I want to bring my eye back, bring my head back, and then relax. The other side, open the shoulder, push up the sky until you lock the elbow, push down the earth until you lock the elbow. Left hand back, head to the right shoulder. Okay, stop at the shoulder, and then keep turning the eye until you're looking at your back, and then come back, and then relax. Back to the breathing. One breath at a time. Okay, so I mentioned that cortisol is a stress hormone. It's a very important stress hormone. It actually, as soon as your body is in danger, like you being run over by a car, then your body needs to react, and it can react very fast because it has this stress hormone, this stress signal in your body, and also has the benefit of healing your body to prevent you from having chronic inflammation. The problem is when you are under stress all the time, when you're stuck in the fight or flight, not knowing how to return to the rest and digest, you develop what's called cortisol resistance. Your body is no longer sensitive to the natural healing agent. It's like somebody comes to your door, keep pressing the bell. At some point, you're going to say, I'm going to just forget about the bell, right? I'm not going to open the door anymore. All right, that's what happens. Now, we're going to continue to stretch, mainly stretching the back. We're going to open the shoulder, relax the shoulder. I want you to put the hands together, locking the fingers, put that at the lower back. And then now this palm is facing the sky, turn it so the palm is facing the earth. And then very gently stretch until you lock your elbow. Eyes forward. I want you to focus on the top of the head. Push the head towards the ceiling. At the same time, push the palm to the earth. One up, one down. And then relax. Keep locking the elbow. Now I want you to focus on the forehead. Lean back the forehead as you bring up the hand. And then relax. Back to the restorative, one breath at a time. I know I'm breathing in. I know I'm breathing out. Okay, we're going to continue cycling between the energetic and the restorative. Every time we do an energetic exercise, we come back and do a rest and digest. Okay, open the shoulder, relax the shoulder. Right hand touching your spine, two fingers pointing to the lower part of your spine. Lean back your forehead so you're looking straight ahead, top of the head facing the sky, focusing on the right shoulder. Okay, I want to stretch that right shoulder up and relax. Now take the left hand, pointing to the lower back of your spine, looking straight ahead, focus on the left shoulder. Bring up the rest shoulder as far as you can and relax. Back to the breathing. One breath at a time. Focusing on your breathing. Know that I'm breathing in. Know that I'm breathing out. Okay, now open the shoulder. Relax the shoulder. Right hand, the back of the hand at the lower part of your spine. Two fingers pointing to the left shoulder. Now focus on the right shoulder. Stretch the right shoulder down and relax. The other hand, sit up straight. Focus on the left shoulder. Left shoulder down. And now take two hands, touching the fingers, looking straight ahead now. Don't look down, okay? Focus on the two shoulders. Right shoulder up, left shoulder down. One up, one down. And relax. Now do the other way. Looking straight ahead. Left shoulder up, right shoulder down. And relax. Back to the restorative. Examine your breathing. Are you huffing and puffing? And if you are, I want you to focus on the breathing. Slow down the breathing, one breath at a time, by just knowing that you're breathing. I know I'm breathing in, I can feel it. I know I'm breathing out, I can definitely feel that. One breath at a time. Slow down. Let your body restore itself. Okay, one last exercise, the reverse Buddha. Open your shoulder, relax your shoulder, lean back the upper torso slightly. Put the two hands together, palm, center of the palm facing center of the palm, fingers touching the fingers. All right, fingers pointing down, fingers pointing up. All right, bring it up. Press against your spine, sit up straight. Now use your palm, push your spine forward, and then open your shoulder. One forward, one backward. Now focus on your breathing. I know I'm breathing in. Calm down. I know I'm breathing out. Hold it. One breath at a time. And relax. Okay, now we're ready for some sitting meditation. Okay, all this work just to prepare ourselves for sitting for 7 minutes. Why? Because I don't want you to fall asleep. It's 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning on Pacific time. Most of you just woke up. Your body is not even awake yet. You don't have enough oxygen to your brain. So the first time you sit down, you're going to go into rest and digest. We call it Zen meditation, but it's called lazy Zen. We don't want you to do that, right? So we want to energize, get the chi going. And now we have lots of energy, lots of oxygen in the brain. We can actually do some really, really good work. So what do we do? We're going to learn how to meditate. We're going to go from knowing to anchoring. All right. But before we do that, we're going to anchor our body first. So how do we anchor a body? We sit like a bell. We stand like a pine tree, but we sit like a bell. We walk like the wind, but we sit like the bell. Okay? All right. So now we open the shoulder, relax the shoulder. It comes in 7 parts. So we're going to examine each part separately. The first are your legs. So you sit on the chair perfectly fine. Sit about 2/3 of the chair, right? Don't sit all the way to the back. Don't lean back to the back of the chair. Just sit and then rest the bottom of your feet on the floor. Make sure that the bottom of the feet is right below the knee, not forward, not backward. Now, if you sit like I do, make sure that is touching somehow. You can put one in front of another, or you could put one on top of each other, or both on. It doesn't really matter. Just don't use any muscle. Okay, this is like a pedestal for your bell. Okay, like the Liberty Bell. This is like the Liberty Bell, and this is the pedestal. So nice and firm. Second part is that rest your hands, okay? Rest your hand. Just relax, relax, okay? Put that on your knee, put that on your thigh, put that on your calf, anywhere. Just don't lift it up. And the most important part is the spine. We need to learn how to balance the body so the weight of the body is on itself, not leaning forward, not leaning back. Okay. Now you will find that when you're under a lot of stress during the day, if you just learn how to sit like this, okay, you already get a lot of energy. Okay, you don't even have to do anything. Just sit properly. It's already very restorative. So how do we sit properly? Focus on the top of the head. Imagine somebody is grabbing the hair on top of your head and is pulling your spine up towards the ceiling. Okay. Now imagine that this is a bell, so the body, the spine is like the clapper. So you want to hang that on the ceiling. So keep stretching as if you're hanging the spine on the ceiling. Okay. Now lean back and then relax. Okay, now the weight of the body is now on top of the disc, right, along the spine. That's what you want. Now I want you to focus on the front of the shoulder. There are two energy points here called the 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 the, the gate or cloud. Okay. Now I want you to open that shoulder as if you're reviewing those two energy points. Now I want you to focus on the top of the shoulder. There's another energy point here called the well of the shoulder. I want you to kind of lower the shoulder, relax. Okay. All right. Now you're leaning, the weight of the head is the next thing you want to adjust. So I want you to think about focusing on the forehead. Lean back the forehead until the ears is on top of the shoulder, the back of your neck is touching your collar. Okay? So the weight of the head, maybe 20% of your body weight, is now on top of your spine as if you're balancing a bowling ball on a stick. Okay? Now, the next thing I want you to do is focus on your chin, tuck in your chin a bit, just enough so the top of the head is actually facing the sky. And it's also putting some pressure on the two arteries. So you're slowing down your heart rate. The next two are your eyelids and your tip of the tongue. So I want you to relax your forehead. Relax. Imagine those wrinkles you have in your forehead. Just relax. Now I want you to relax between your eyebrow. Okay, lots of wrinkle there too. So relax. Now I want you to relax your eyelid. Imagine the baby, your child, your grandchild. When they sleep with such peace. They don't actually shut the eye. They relax the eyelid. So you can you can actually see some light coming through your eyelashes. You can see your knee, your hand, and the floor. That's what you want. And then finally, you want to connect the yang with the yin, and you do that by focusing on the tip of the tongue. You put that next right where the teeth ends and the roof of the mouth starts. It's actually right behind here. All right, right behind here. So just relax, close your mouth. Now feel the saliva inside the mouth. Okay, you're actually re-energizing the saliva gland, which guarantees that you are in rest and digest. And then finally, I want you to really be grateful. Grateful to what? You said grateful for this body, grateful for your health, grateful for the fact that we're together, grateful for your family. I want you to bring that grace to your face. Show that smile on your face. Now, that's all the preparation work that we're doing. Now, we want to focus on the breathing. Start with knowing. I know I'm breathing in. I can feel my in breath. I know I'm breathing out. I can feel my out breath. That's called knowing. Now, I want to move up to anchoring. So, I want to focus on the belly button. As soon as I know that I'm breathing in, I want to imagine taking the belly button and push it all the way across the room. Just your mind, okay? Just your mind. And as soon as I know that I'm breathing out, I want to imagine taking that belly button and push it all the way to my back. You notice that your mind follows, your body follows. When you know that you're breathing in, you're moving forward, the stomach opens because the diaphragm is pushing down. When you know that you're breathing out, you're moving the belly button backward. You notice that your stomach is collapsing because your diaphragm is pushing up. That's all we need to do, one breath at a time. When I know that I'm breathing in, push forward. When I know that I'm breathing out, push backward. Okay, 7 minutes, all right? Now, what's going to happen in this 7 minutes is every other breath, your mind's going to want to drift away. But at least you're awake. So you're not doing monkey zen. I mean, you're not doing lazy zen, but you are doing monkey zen, which is fine. Just invite your mind to come back to your breath, one breath at a time. This takes training, okay? Takes training and discipline. Open your eyes. Okay, so that concludes the first segment. So in the Western culture, there's something called the Renaissance, right? You all know that. Well, what happens in the Renaissance? What happens in the Renaissance is that for the first time, those in the West are given the opportunity to think for themselves, to think freely. Before that, it's it's controlled by other factors, the church mainly. So as soon as the Western culture starts to think freely, they focus entirely on the intellect. It's all about the intellect, right? If you can think it, you can analyze it, you can understand it, then that's what you're looking for. Now in the East, we never had that. We never had that. There was always freedom of thoughts. So we learn how to not just appreciate the intellect, but the rest of the intelligence system, including the spine. The spine is where you feel. Here is where you analyze and think. All right, it's the complementary. So here we do a lot more about feeling and experience, right? So in a way, they're both scientific. It's just that one is what I call um, experimental science, and the other one is what I call experiential science. It's more about feeling it, understanding it, and then understanding it, right? So in the West, it's all about measurement, right? If I can't measure it, then I'm not going to be able to see it. I can measure with eye, or I can measure it with a scanning electron microscope, whatever. So what they learn to do is they learn to study the correlation between abdominal breathing and something called heart rate variability, which I talked about many times in the past. And then they also find the correlation between heart rate variability, which is really the harmony between uh, the sympathetic and the parasympathetic, your ability to go back and forth freely between the fight or flight and the rest and digest. And then they also show by measurement the correlation between heart rate variability and the health of the brain. So they're able to detect a marker, a protein marker that they notice the onset of dementia. And they notice that abdominal breathing, heart rate variability, and then also the reversal of dementia, right? So they're able to do that. Now, in the East, we're not so big on instrumentation other than the body as the ultimate instrument, all right? So we learn how to feel. We learn how to feel. And so right now, the second part is all about feeling without thinking. Feeling without thinking. All right. So how do we do that? We're just going to feel the body. All right. But we got to focus on also once you learn how to feel the body, then you will realize that the thinking part is like the cloud. It's like that cloud that is covering what's inside of you, which is positive energy. All right. So by feeling the body, you actually be viewing the positive energy inside of you, which is something that we call the four immeasurables, or what's called the four Brahma Bahara: loving kindness, compassion, empathy, and equanimity. All right. So we're going to learn how to feel the body and relieve ourselves, release the positive energy within us. And so we're going to do some joint exercise. We're going to do some more breathing exercise. And then finally, we're going to do some chanting, ultimately energizing the 10th cranial nerve, something that we call the vagus nerve, and then also the ninth cranial nerve, which has to do with the abdominal chanting, right? Chanting from the abdomen to the bottom of the throat. And so the second statement is all about that. It's much more profound. All right, so let's start with something simple, doing joint exercise, but I want you to feel this body. I want you to treat your body as your partner. This is your real life partner here. I want you to feel it, and I want you to focus on the center of the palm, bring up the hands. I want you to start with loving kindness, giving that loving kindness to your body. Then it moves to compassion. Compassion in this case means you want to relieve your body of any pain and suffering. And then at the same time, you want to do empathy. Empathy is like compassion, except that you don't judge. You just don't judge. You just feel your body without judging. Judging is all about your intellect. We don't want to use the brain right now. Just focus on the feeling And one turn at a time. Now we're going to reverse, go the other way, go the other way. And then now lower your hand, follow the center of your palm. Back to your shoulder again, open that shoulder, relax your shoulder. Back to the center of your palm, bring up your hands. Now we're going to focus on the elbow. Once again, start with loving kindness. Show the loving kindness to your body as if you're the whisperer for your body. I know how you feel. I'm here for you. And from loving kindness, we go to compassion. I'm here to provide some relief to your bodily pain. Now we want to go the other way. Rotate that elbow one turn at a time. One turn at a time. And focus on the center of the palm. Bring down your hand. Open that shoulder again. Relax that shoulder. And then now we move from the wrist to the elbow to the shoulder. So back to the center of the palm again. Bring up the hand, crossing your hand. Very gently, bring it up above the head. And then I want you to stretch. And then now imagine you have two walls on the side, and I want you to touch the walls with the center of your palm. And then completely relax. Bring it back up again. Stretch. Open the shoulder, touching the walls. And then completely relax. Back again. Stretch. Open the shoulder. Relax. Back again, one more time. Stretch. Open the shoulder, touching the walls. And now we want to go the other way, right? Open. Stretch. Bring it back down. Open. Stretch. Bring it back down. Open. Stretch. Bring it back down. One last time. Open. Stretch. Bring it back down. Now relax. Open the shoulder. Relax. Focusing on the breathing, one breath at a time. Now focus on the center of the palm again. Bring up the hands in the foot. And then now all the way back. Open as far as you can. Really feel that shoulder. Feel the pain on your shoulder. Back to the center of the palm. Open again. And feel the shoulder as far back as you can. Oh, bring it up. Open it again. Feel it as far as you can. Up one last time. Open the shoulder and then relax. Sit up straight in the back of the hand. Bring it up. Stretch. Bring it back down. In the back. Stretch. Bring it back down. Back. Stretch. And bring it back down. Focus on your breathing. Okay, the practice of the four immeasurables is very important, right? It's important for your physical health. It's important for your mental health. Okay, now, but you don't practice four immeasurables here. This is just a reminder. That's why we call it boot camp, right? But you practice it when you're out of class. How do you practice four immeasurables? By having a smile on your face, by saying good things to people, by having a good thought, keeping all those together. All right. So tomorrow, now next Wednesday, the coming Wednesday, July 5th, we have a special event. Most of you already know. It's a Wednesday. Hopefully, we continue every first Wednesday of the month. We will invite Venerable Dihong, a Buddhist monk, originally from Vietnam, and he's going to lead us a 1 hour session, half an hour of sitting meditation, and half an hour of Dharma talk, right? Now, as it turns out, he invited me to go to the prison this Sunday, tomorrow. And so it's been 3 years now since I stopped going to the prison for meditation. So I'm very excited about that, very excited about that. And you know what? I go to prison to learn the four immeasurables. Loving kindness is when you see the inmates, what we call the incarcerated individuals, you just give them a smile. You don't judge them. I mean, they're murderers, obviously, but you don't judge. You just give them a big smile, right? You bring compassion to them. How hard is that? But the hardest part is empathy. Empathy is hard about. What is empathy? Empathy is compassion without judging. I don't judge. Don't judge. But it's not judging them. It's also not judging me. It's also not judging me because when I'm sitting next to a person that I know had committed heinous crime, right? It's very common that I would have fear. I would have all kinds of emotion. And what I don't want is I don't want to be imprisoned by my own negative energy, right? So how do I do that? Well, practice. Practice, right? So how do I practice? I practice my body. Whenever I have any kind of ill feeling in my body, I learn to observe it, examine, and letting it go. And pretty soon, even your internal thoughts, when they come up, fear or whatever, you learn to examine it, accept it, and let it go. And don't let that be a master. All right. So simple as that. Open your shoulder, relax the shoulder, left hand in front, right hand stretching out, keeping left and right separately. Okay. Now left hand stationary, right hand follow. Now bring as far back as you can. Feel the pain on your shoulder, understanding that pain, accept that pain, let go of the pain, come back to the center of the body. Left hand, oh, the shoulder, feel the pain, accept that pain, let go of the pain. Right hand, feel the pain, accept that pain, let go of the pain, come back to the center of the palm. This is the most important part. Anchor your mind onto the center of your palm. Okay? Left hand, follow the center of the palm. Now, as soon as you feel the pain, the mind goes to the shoulder, which is okay. Examine it, accept it, but now come back to the center of the palm. Right hand, open the shoulder, relax the shoulder, and then left hand, two more. Okay, open, feel it, accept it, letting it go. Two more. Right hand, left hand stationary. Open, feel it, accept it, and then letting it go. One last time. Feel it, accept it, and then letting it go. And that's the trick. That is all there is learn how to anchor your mind. Learn how to anchor your mind. You can anchor it on your breathing when you're stationary. You can anchor it on your body when you walk, when you're moving. When you anchor in the body, easiest is to anchor it on the center of the palm. Or you anchor it on the bottom of your feet. Or you anchor it anywhere. And that's the trick. So whether I'm in the prison or I'm walking down the street, seeing homeless people, wanted to have a conversation with them, it's all about learning how to anchor your mind. Because if you don't know how to anchor your mind, it would be like crossing the street with your child or your grandchild without holding their hands. The mind just goes away, right? Run over by a car, get lost, get kidnapped, whatever. So learn how to anchor your mind. That way, when you're talking to someone and for whatever reason your internal negative energy rises, okay, you will learn to understand it, accept it, and then let it go. Just let it go. Focus on the center of your palm, focus on your breathing, focus it anywhere. Don't let it kidnap your mind. Okay? All right, now we're going to go to the second exercise. Second exercise is essentially the same, but in a more dynamic form. So open the shoulder, relax the shoulder, right hand, making a fist. Now the left hand is best that you anchor somewhere so you don't fall over. Okay, now get ready. Up and up and down. Sit up straight. Down. Sit up straight. Up, up, down, down. One last time. Up, up, down, down. Now two hands. Open the shoulder. Focus on both hands. Get ready. One. Feel the vibration coming back to your shoulder. Two, three, four, and five. Okay. So be your own whisperer. Relieve the trauma in your body, right? Start with loving kindness, compassion, and empathy. All right, so now we're going to continue. We're going to continue essentially two more exercise, one with the 10th cranial nerve and one with the ninth cranial nerve. The 10th cranial nerve, if I'm not mistaken, it's the vagus nerve. Right? I might be wrong on the number, right? But I know that it's the vagus nerve that starts at the lower part of your neck to the shoulder to the back, all the way into all your internal. So we're going to learn how to relax the shoulder and also coordinate that with deep breathing. This is a very, very important exercise. It's a very profound exercise, okay? But you start with loving kindness. I want to show my loving kindness to this body. I want to show my compassion to this body, but I don't want to judge this body. I accept my body as it is, right? All right, so now focus on your shoulder, open your shoulder, relax your shoulder. Put the thumb on top of the energy point called gate to the cloud. Roll up your phone fingers. All right, now we're going to start with the four postures, four forms. The first one is we lift up our shoulder, we lift up our elbow, we lift up the upper torso as if we're bringing the shoulder to our ears. The second one is about pointing the elbow back, opening the shoulder all the way as if you're squeezing a tennis ball in the back. The third one is about relaxing, pointing the elbow down. The fourth one is about pointing forward. Now you're looking down, okay? Now you're hunching and you're looking down. Now from here, we're going to bring up the elbow, but at the same time, you bring up your head. So now you're looking straight forward. And then as you open, you're actually looking up the ceiling. And then as you come down, you're looking straight ahead again. And then now you're looking down. Okay, now I actually want you to close your eye. Okay. Now, as you bring up, I want you to breathe in, open, and then breathe out. Breathe in. Now, this is all about your body. So as you breathe in, I want you to be very grateful to your body. As you open and breathe out, I want you to be very, very, very forgiving of your body. Accept your body as it is. Breathe in, open, breathe out. Breathe in, open, and then breathe out. Breathe in, open, and then breathe out. Breathe in, open, and breathe out. Breathe in, open, and breathe out. One last time. Breathe in, open, and breathe out. And relax. Okay. Now we're going to do the one last exercise. Is the chanting of the metta. Metta is loving kindness. Okay. In the past, I traveled when my son was in college, which is a good 8 years ago now. We used to travel a lot. We used to climb mountain, go hiking in the Himalayas, hiking in the Andes, and so forth. And I noticed one thing that you can see village from village. You know, like there's one village here, and you can another village, and they're on top of the mountain. But actually, between them, it takes one day to travel. Even though you can see them, you can actually see them, but it takes a day to go down and up. So most of these culture, they develop chanting and singing as a way of communicating. You know, this is the only way that they can sing. The boys sing to the girl sing to whatever. So the chanting is a little bit like that. It's a communication to something that is a little distant from you, or that there's some kind of barrier between you. And so what we're chanting is we're chanting to our inner positive energy. Is this a chanting is like waking up the inner positive energy. Okay. So when we chant metta, loving kindness, a big part of it is just to wake up that internal positive energy in us, as if you're chanting to the girl across the village. All right. And so this is what we do, right? The chanting, first we chant to ourselves, then we chant to the others. It's all about bringing the positive energy. And now, you don't need to know the meaning of the word. So last week, a wonderful question was asked about what if I don't know the meanings of the word? Is it important? And my answer is no, actually, you don't want to know the meanings. Or even though I say it just to give you a orientation, because you don't actually want to use the brain. You want to feel the energy, right? So the less you know, the better the better you would be. So just chant with me, but chant from the element, as if the sound is coming up from the sound box right here. Okay. All right. So now I want you to come back to the sitting. This is a very profound exercise. It's the metta meditation. I want you to focus on the eyelid. I want you to focus on the light behind the eyelid. Now, depending on your religion, you give it a name. There's a source of positive energy, and you give it a name, which is not important. It's just a language. Every religion has its own language. So it's just a universal source of positive energy, and you just need to focus on that. You can call it your creator God, or I prefer to call it, since I studied the 12 steps to addiction as a way of helping the inmates. So I know the 12 steps. So I would follow the language. I give it a name. I'm looking at the light. I'm identifying the light with positive energy. And the name I give it is God as I know her. But you can give it your own name. It doesn't matter to me. I want you to think about receiving those positive energy to relieve yourself of physical suffering and mental suffering. I want you to focus on the light. I want you to say to yourself, may I be relieved of all animosity and negative energy. May I be relieved of all physical suffering. May I be relieved of all mental suffering. May I be protected by positive energy and be healthy, peaceful, and happy. Now I want you to chant with me. Don't bother about the meaning of the word. Just chant it from your bottom of your stomach all the way to your throat. But focus on that positive energy. Give it a name if you wish. Those of you who practice yoga, notice that there's a greeting that we use called Namaste. Nama is the opposite of Rupa. Rupa is everything that has to do with physical. Our physical existence is our body, is eyes, the nose, the tongue, the ear, the body, and our brain. We call that Rupa. Everything else is called Nama. Namaste means may my light be together with your light. In India, often it's called Namaskaram. Same idea. I want you to focus on the light. I want you to bring up your own light, your own positive energy, and be one with that positive energy. Namaste. Together, we're going to make a wish. We're going to bless all beings in the world. They could be human beings. They could be other living beings, or maybe even non-living beings. They could be beings that are dear to us. They're our family and our friends. They could be beings that are unrelated to us. They could be beings who have been very supportive of us. They could even be beings who are very destructive of us. But we're going to treat them all the same because we want to bring loving kindness, compassion, and empathy to all of them. But before we do that, we need to build a bridge between our Nama and the Nama of the world. We start with gratitude. Be very grateful to who you are. Be grateful of your family and your friends. Be grateful of all the first responders in the society. Be grateful of everyone. Now we're going to move to the next step, which is being very forgiving and accepting. Accept yourself as who you are. Accept others as who you are. Forgive yourself of all your wrongdoings and forgive of others of all their wrongdoings. Now you're ready to share the positive energy. May all beings be free from animosity and negative feeling. May all beings be free of spiritual suffering. May all beings be free of physical suffering. May all beings be protected with positive energy and be happy, peaceful, and healthy. Chant with me. Forget about the meaning of the words. Just focus on the sound as if the sound is what you want to communicate to. It's as if the positive energy is somewhere on the other side of the cliff. You can see them, but they're so far away because there's so many obstacles in between. Those obstacles are your negative energy. But if you focus on your positive energy, it would be like focusing on the sun. The black cloud would eventually dissipate. Sabe May you all be blessed with peace, health, and happiness. Okay, so I mentioned before this chanting came from the historical Buddha. It's chant in the original language called Pali, and it came from one occasions where um, the the monks had just learned how to do mindful meditation from Buddha, and they went on to practice on their own. And then they realized that there were a lot of obstacles. There were a lot of evil energy in the forest that were preventing from having samadhi. And so they went back to the Buddha, and the Buddha says, "Well, I understand that you were so focused on yourself, but did you even think of others? Did you even think that there were others living among you? That you should have given them loving kindness before you start your practice." So he gave him that lecture, showed them how to chant. And the chanting is ultimately about giving loving kindness and compassion and empathy to all of the beings, all of the energy around us, whether you can see it or you don't see it. Okay. And in my practice, I find it very, very powerful chant whenever I have to visit someone in the hospital, like my father. Okay. And because there's so many evil energies, they're not evil as much as they're unresolved. Because there's been so much death in this world, not only human beings, but all the other beings. How many animals do we slaughter in a minute? Think about it. What happened to that spirit? They're stuck somewhere. It's unresolved. And that chanting relieves them of that suffering. And as a result, we live in a better place. And it works every time, right? It works every time. That actually, it's one of the reasons my dad died so peacefully is because of this practice. Okay. All right. So now we conclude the second part. So we meditate for 7 minutes, focusing on the breath, starting with knowing and then to anchoring. Then we switch, right? It's like one is clockwise and the other one is counterclockwise. Because the clockwise one, once you know how to learn to focus your mind onto your body, on your breath, then slowly and slowly you move all the hindrances, and then all of a sudden it's like opening the door and you see the positive energy. That's like clockwise. The second part is counterclockwise, where you focus on that positive energy first and you work your way back. Okay. All right. So we did two meditations, one sitting and one metta. And now we're going to do the third segment of our exercise. And today we're going to do the breathing exercise. We alternate between the breathing exercise and the Jing. And then I want to make sure that we have time to sit. And then I want to bring you from knowing to anchoring to contemplating to emancipating. Okay, one step at a time. All right, so let's get down to the floor. And we're going to do some joint exercise again, starting with the knee. The knee is the same as the elbow. The heel is the same as the wrist, and the toe obviously is the same as the fingers, right? So put your hands here, focus. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the other way. 5, and then the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, now we're going to do the heel. So right foot forward, heels up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The other one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Left foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now to the toes. Okay, now we're going to stand firmly. Open your shoulder. Relax the shoulder, lean back the forehead, tuck in the chin, focus on the top of the head, push the top of the head towards the ceiling, stand on your toes, stay focused on the top of the head. Now, when you come down, I want you to impact the heel, relax. Second time, push up, stand on your toe, stay focused on the top of the head, come down. One last time. And down. Okay. Now remember we did the hand exercise, right? So we're going to do the same thing with the legs. So we're going to stand on the left foot, lift up your right foot, focus on the top of your head. 1, back to the top of the head. 2, 3. Okay. Now to the right foot. Get ready. 1, back to the top of the head. 2 and 3. Okay. All right. So that's enough. And now we're going to do the breathing exercise. This breathing exercise is very profound. Okay, it does 3 things. One, it's actually a meditation practice. It alternates between the dynamic and the static. Okay, exercise and then back to standing. When you exercise, you focus on the body. When you're standing, you focus on the breathing. All right, so it's a meditation practice by itself. Second is that it's actually a very good way to learn to breathe with your out element. You actually learn to do that without even thinking about it, okay? And then finally, the exercise itself circulates the oxygen through your vital organ. All right, so it comes in 5 forms. First one is very simple. You stand properly with the feet the same width as your shoulder. You open your shoulder, you relax your shoulder. You focus entirely on the center of your palm. You bring it up, mind, body together. 1, bring it towards your body. 2, bring it down, and now notice that the knees follow, right? And then back. 4. 1 is for breathing in. 2 is for relaxing. 3 is for breathing out. 4 is to relax again. Breathe in. Breathe out. Use your nose, so close your mouth. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One last time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now, breathe in, crossing your hand, both hands in front, one in front of another. Focus on the center of your palm. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. Open your hand. Breathe out. Back. Breathe in. Bring it towards you. Breathe out. Breathe in. Open. Breathe out. Back. Breathe in. Bring it towards yourself. And then breathe out. One last time. Breathe in. Open. Breathe out. Breathe in. Bring it back. And then breathe out. Now stand up straight. You're going to stand like the pine tree. So which means that your feet has to be firmly on the ground as if you're growing roots into the ground. But the rest of the tree has to be very flexible, which means that you don't lock your knee. You relax your knee. You open your shoulder and then you drop your shoulder, relax. You lean back the forehead, you tuck in your chin. You relax your eyelid. You put the tip of the tongue at the roof of your mouth. And then you focus on your breathing, starting with knowing, okay? I know I'm breathing in. I know I'm breathing out, one breath at a time. If your mind drift away, it's doing what it wants, what's it's doing what it's supposed to do, okay? So be very forgiving, very accepting. Ask your mind to come back to your breath, one breath at a time. Okay, open your eyes. Now focus on the center of your feet, okay? Center of the bottom of your feet. Taking one step, taking two step, right foot forward, and then you lean back, toes pointing up, you're looking at the ceiling. You bring up your hands. This is called the balloon breathing. And then as you lean forward, it's as if you're embracing a balloon. Now notice that the heel is up on the left foot, right? And you're looking at the ceiling. Now lean back, toe is up, and looking at the ceiling. I'm sorry, you were looking at the floor before. Now you're looking at the ceiling. Now as you go forward, you breathe in, relax. As you come back, you breathe out, relax. Breathe in, looking at the ceiling, left foot heels up, open, breathe out, looking at this. I keep saying looking at the floor. Looking at the floor now, looking at the ceiling now. Breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Now one last time, follow your hand, breathe in, and breathe out. Now lower your hand, focus instead on the bottom of your feet, and then one step, two step, stand firmly on the ground, check the rest of the body, relax the joints, focus on your breathing, one breath at a time. Okay, open your eyes. Now focus on the bottom of your feet. Okay, left foot forward, continue on the left side, balloon breathing. Raise your hand, breathe in, look at the ceiling, look at the floor, sorry. Open your hands, look at the ceiling, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Try to raise your hand, okay? Put your hand in front of your eyes. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. Relax, okay? Don't rush it. Just relax, enjoy it, feel it. Breathe in, breathe out. We're going to do one more time. Looking at the ceiling now. Looking at the floor. Breathe in, back, breathe out. Focus on the center of your palm. Lower your hand. Shift the focus to the bottom of your feet. Come back to the standing position. 1 minute of focusing entirely on your breathing. One breath at a time. Okay. Now we do the third form, which is called the butterfly. This looks complicated, looks um, difficult, but the trick is to follow your hand. Follow the center of your palm. Follow it down. The knees goes down. Follow it up. The heels are up. Keep following until the back of the hand is touching. Your heel is up. You're standing on your toes, okay? Now, as you come down, breathe in, follow your hand. And then as you go up, you breathe out. Breathe in. 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 Breathe out. One last time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now focus on the center of your palm. Lower your hand. Lower your knee. And then relax. Adjust your standing posture. Relax the joints. Focus on your breathing. One breath at a time. Okay, now to the fourth form. It's called pushing hand. It looks a lot like Tai Chi, but it's not. So we just stand with the right foot forward, but we don't need to lean back anymore. Just stand straight up. And instead of a balloon, we think of a water wheel. Bring the water wheel towards yourself. Okay, now your toes are up. Okay, you notice that the right toes are up. And then you come down. You come back up. Notice that the left foot, the heel is up. Look forward and push hand, okay? Now breathe in. The trick is after you breathe in, you're totally relaxed. You're totally focused on the center of your palm. You just want to feel the body as you come down. Feel the body as you come up. And then as you push, you breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Wax on. Wax off. Wax on. Wax off. If you don't know where to come from, you're in the wrong class. Wax on. Wax off. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Very gently, very focused, very mindful. Feeling, but no thinking. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One last time, very gently, very mindfully. Breathe in. Breathe out. Back to the standing. Check your joints. Relax all the joints. One more minute. Okay. Open your eyes quickly. Left foot forward. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay. Feel your fingers. Feel the air going through between your fingers. Feel the air you're breathing in, how it enters your abdomen. Make a turn, and then how it comes back out from your abdomen. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One last time. Breathe in. And breathe out. Back to the standing. This is the last 1 minute standing meditation. Open your eyes. We have one last step. I just noticed a comment from Wang. I had never seen that before. Wang is looking for a serious relationship. So if you're interested, you can send him a friend request. By the way, I'm also looking for a serious relationship is with my spiritual self. That's why I'm here. A very serious personal relationship with my spiritual self. Thank you, Wang. All right, so the last one has a lot more to do with your kidney health than it is with your breathing practice. And so we want to learn how to massage the kidney and the adrenal gland, okay? The last one is all about adrenal fatigue, okay? So often we have so much stress for so long that our adrenaline just give up. And so when you need stress hormone, is not there. That's why you get lightheaded when you stand up, or you get ringing in the ears. It's all related to that. It's just you're under so much stress, your body just giving up on you. Okay. Now, so with this, we only do 3 times. So get ready. Breathe in. Breathe out. Open your knees all the way down. Okay. Push forward and then breathe in as you bring your body up. And then lean back and then relax. Okay. Now, if you're doing this for the first time, and make sure you do that next to a chair. Okay. So you don't get lightheaded. Second time, breathe out, lean forward, breathe in, stand up, lean backward, and relax. One last time. Breathe out. Lean forward. Breathe in. Stand up straight. Lean back. And then relax. Lower your hand. One last time. Massage. And now we're going to walk back to our sitting position, but there's a discipline to this. Focus on the bottom of your feet. 1, 2, 3, one step at a time. And as soon as you touch your sitting mat and your cushion, I want you to focus on the center of your palm. As you climb up to your sitting mat and you're about ready to sit down, I want you to focus on your butt. Now we only have about 5 minutes left. So we're going to learn how to meditate. We're going to do 7 minutes. So those of you who need to leave early, it's okay, right? So let's just do a full 7 minutes. And now after a breathing exercise, you'll notice that our breathing is very deep, very pronounced. So very quickly, we can focus on our breathing. At first, you can focus on your belly button, one breath at a time. Now I want you to just focus on your breath without actually focusing on your belly button. Just know that I'm breathing in. Now we're entering from anchoring, we're entering contemplation. I want you to just examine your breathing. I want you to imagine going to the ocean, standing next to the beach, watching the wave comes up, and then watching the wave go back to the ocean. I want you to use the same attitude. When you observe the wave, you don't participate in the wave. You just observe. When you observe your breathing, I want you to learn not to participate on your breathing. I want you to just observe. Okay, we got another 6 minutes. Imagine you're by the beach. As the water comes up, you're breathing in. As the water recedes, you're breathing out. You're totally relaxed. You're just one with your body, one with your breath. Okay, open your eyes. So congratulations to Wang and Rebecca, who um, hopefully I just find a new revenue source. Instead of chi therapy boot camp for super aging, it should be the chi therapy boot camp for mindful dating. What makes a relationship serious? How can a relationship be serious if it's not mindful? What does mindful dating mean? What does mindful relationship mean? Is that you approach a relationship with the four immeasurables. With loving kindness. There's enough hate in the world. You don't need this. You wanted to approach each other with love. You're gonna maintain that relationship with compassion. It's about solving each other's problem, treating each other as a solution as well as a problem, accepting that. What's empathy? Don't bring any baggage. You don't. No one needs that, right? So when you listen to someone, listen to them as they are and accept them as who they are. And so maybe in the future, it's not something I do. It's not something that I have personal experience with. I marry every girl I ever dated. All right, enough of that. So I'll see you all next week, okay? And Wang, thank you for that comment. I am also looking for a meaningful relationship, but I found it. All right. Thank you so much. Okay. 我哋下個星期一見吓，拜拜。Bye everyone. Thank you for the donation. See you on Wednesday. Okay. See you all on Wednesday. Thank you so much.